Have you ever woken up with a chilling sense of unease? A feeling that something profound within your life needs a complete overhaul, yet you can't quite put your finger on what it is. Perhaps you feel a quiet hum of dissatisfaction, a subtle yearning for something more. Or maybe you're simply exhausted by the relentless feeling that you're constantly fighting against an invisible current. What if I told you that this unsettling sensation is not a flaw, but a profound invitation, a whisper from your deepest self, urging you to unlock 10 potent psychological insights that will revolutionize your existence and guide you toward a life of unparalleled authenticity and power? Stick with me, because in the next few moments, we're going to embark on a transformative journey through the profound wisdom of Carl Jung, unveiling principles that will empower you to shed the burdens of the past and step into your true, integrated self. If you're ready to seize this opportunity for radical self-discovery and access exclusive resources that can help you integrate these concepts into your daily life, then I urge you to click the link in the pinned comment below. There, you'll find a treasure trove of tools designed to guide you from mere survival to flourishing. Carl Jung, the visionary explorer of the human psyche, posited that much of our suffering stems from living in unconscious alignment with external expectations rather than internal truths. He believed that our mental landscape is an intricate network of energy, where every thought, emotion, and action consumes a portion of our vital force. Think of your energy as a vibrant inner river. Are you consciously directing its flow? Or are external demands and unresolved conflicts diverting its course into desolate wastelands? Imagine for a moment a seasoned marine biologist, specializing in the deep-sea ecosystems, who finds herself constantly drained by social obligations and the demands of a bustling urban life. She might outwardly appear successful, attending every gathering, responding to every message instantly, but inwardly, she feels a profound depletion, a sense that her true essence is being slowly siphoned away. This isn't weakness. It's a misalignment of her psychic energy. Jung would explain that every time she impulsively says yes when her intuition screams no, or engages in a trivial argument that drains her spirit, she is squandering her precious inner resources. He famously stated that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to a better understanding of ourselves. So, when someone's incessant demands agitate you, it often reveals not their flaw, but your own habit of over-availability, your unconscious entanglement in a need to please or a fear of disappointing. You might be like our marine biologist, perpetually available to shallow conversations when your soul yearns for the profound depths of her research. This constant depletion makes you vulnerable, a tempting target for opportunistic individuals who intuitively sense your tendency to react, your desire to fix, your inability to guard your inner current. They don't need to shout demands. They merely press the emotional buttons you've left exposed. Jung believed that a healthy psyche is one that masterfully conserves its energy, enabling you to decline without guilt, embrace silence without feeling cowardly, and observe judiciously before acting. True power isn't in constant reaction, but in the conscious choice of when and how to engage, a capacity only achieved when you possess enough self-awareness to recognize your own impulses. How many sleepless nights have you spent replaying a minor disagreement or obsessing over why someone treated you poorly? That's your energy hemorrhaging without recompense, fueling specters that should have long since dissipated. Your psychic energy is like a force field, meticulously guarded. It cultivates a powerful presence. You enter a room and command a quiet respect without uttering a single word. Carelessly managed, you become invisible, reactive, fragile. The world offers no leniency to those who easily capitulate. So, begin to observe your triggers. What causes you to react automatically? What causes you to lose your equilibrium? These are the points where your energy dissipates. And these are the areas requiring your attention not to become cold or indifferent, but to become discerning, to become sovereign over your own being. And here emerges one of Jung's most profound revelations. When you conserve your energy, you dismantle the projections others cast upon you, and this creates considerable discomfort for them. The most pervasive falsehood you've ever been led to believe is that you are entirely in control of your life. Wake up, because you're not, at least. Not as long as you continue to navigate life on autopilot, reacting without understanding the underlying impulse, feeling without grasping its origin, and making decisions that you later inexplicably sabotage. Carl Jung articulated this with profound clarity. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And that, precisely, is what is transpiring within you right now. The pain you feel, the anger that erupts unexpectedly, the sadness that envelops you without discernible cause, none of this is random. These are urgent messages emanating from forgotten, ignored, or repressed facets of your own self. Jung referred to this enigmatic territory as the unconscious, and it is far more than a mere nebulous cloud of vague thoughts. It is a vibrant, active force and intricate system of memories, unhealed traumas, suppressed desires, and deep-seated fears that you adamantly refuse to confront, yet which continue to dictate what you experience emotionally and how you behave. You ponder why certain words completely devastate you, while others remain unaffected. It's because those words meticulously pinpoint sensitive, still active points within your being. And if they remain active, it is because you have never truly confronted them. You have merely swept them under your psychological rug, and now you continually trip over them. Jung asserted, we cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. And what has been your consistent pattern? Judging yourself, repressing your true feelings, silencing your inner voice, as if any of this would resolve anything. The unvarnished truth is that the unconscious does not simply vanish because you choose to ignore it. It merely discovers more perilous avenues for manifestation in destructive patterns of relationships that you repeat ad nauseum, in self-sabotaging behaviors that you seem powerless to break, in anxieties and fears that inexplicably surge when everything appears to be in perfect order. This is not some cruel twist of fate. It is your unconscious desperately striving to awaken you. But you, in turn, stubbornly insist on remaining asleep. Do you truly wish to become someone who is no longer wounded by the external world? Then, cease your relentless flight from what resides within you. Because as long as you remain oblivious to your unconscious, you will remain a mere puppet of your own emotions. And paradoxically, the more vehemently you strive to shield yourself from external pain, the more acutely vulnerable you become to internal turmoil. Yet, there is a way out, and it does not involve building higher defenses. It involves deep integration. For becoming truly untouchable is not an act of resistance. It is an act of profound self-knowledge. Have you ever felt an inexplicable pull towards someone, a connection so profound it feels like destiny, yet you can't quite put your finger on why? What if I told you that this magnetic attraction isn't just a random twist of fate, but a deeply rooted psychological phenomenon, a silent dialogue between unconscious forces playing out a sophisticated dance within your very being? Forget fleeting glances or charming smiles. The true reasons people are drawn to you, almost irresistibly, lie far beneath the surface, echoing the profound insights of a visionary mind that mapped the hidden landscapes of the human psyche. We often romanticize love as a sudden, magical spark, an unforeseen collision of souls, believing it to be a serendipitous occurrence that defies logic or prediction, a cosmic alignment that just happens. Yet, for Carl Jung, even the most electrifying attraction adheres to an intrinsic design, an internal logic meticulously crafted not by chance, but by the intricate workings of the unconscious mind. What manifests as an instantaneous bond, a feeling of having known someone forever after just moments, is rarely, if ever, truly spontaneous. It is, in fact, the tangible culmination of unseen forces, meticulously shaped by decades of internal evolution, encompassing unaddressed emotions, unresolved conflicts, and unfulfilled desires that subtly guide their choices. This is precisely where Jung introduces his groundbreaking concept of projection. Each of us carries within us a treasury of hidden images, fragmented aspects of who we are, who we once were, or who we ardently aspire to become. These potent images are frequently suppressed, denied, or relegated to the obscure corners of our unconscious, often because they challenge our conscious self-image or were deemed unacceptable in our formative years. However, they do not simply vanish. Instead, they lie dormant, awaiting activation, holding significant psychological energy, often communicating with us through the compelling presence of others. When we encounter someone who resonates deeply with these inner fragments, someone who seems to embody these hidden aspects of ourselves, we experience an undeniable pull, a sense of attraction that can feel enigmatic, even miraculous, as if we've found our missing piece. But the profound truth is, we are not merely perceiving them as they are in their objective reality. We are witnessing a powerful reflection of a part of ourselves, mirrored in their very being, a part that our conscious mind may have long forgotten or actively suppressed, a piece of our own soul returning to us through the external world. Consider, for instance, an experienced historian in her late 50s, who has navigated her existence with an unwavering sense of academic rigor, her life meticulously structured, every fact meticulously researched, every theory accounted for. She might have consistently avoided spontaneous decisions, viewing emotional vulnerability as a potential weakness in her perfectly ordered intellectual world. When she crosses paths with an individual, let's say a nomadic storyteller in his mid-30s, who exudes an unbridled spirit, who is openly expressive and fearlessly authentic, embracing spontaneity and emotional freedom, living by instinct, rather than rigid schedules, the historian might find herself utterly captivated. This profound feeling transcends mere admiration. It is a powerful resonance, an internal chord struck by an external presence. That other person embodies something latent within the historian, a dormant potential for creative abandon, emotional liberation, and a more fluid approach to life that has been obscured beneath years of careful self-preservation and rigid adherence to structure. The power of silence, for instance, is often overlooked. Not the silence born of passivity or cowardice, but conscious, strategic, brutally lucid silence that is not an absence, but an amplified presence. Jung viewed silence not as a void, but as fertile ground for profound inner transformation. When you cease reacting, you begin to observe, and through observation, you discern patterns that previously escaped your notice, emotional repetitions, manipulative games, self-sabotaging cycles. Silence cultivates lucidity, and lucidity is perilous for those who thrive on controlling you. Have you observed the panic that seizes some individuals when you don't immediately respond, when you offer no explanation, when you simply vanish? It's not because they miss you. It's because your silence wrests away their narrative control. While you speak, you remain within their game. But when you embrace silence, you fundamentally alter the rules, unsettling anyone whose existence depends on your reaction. True silence is not the absence of voice. It is mastery over one's own energy. It is the resolute refusal to be swept away by another's emotional turmoil. It is the conscious decision not to engage in battles unworthy of your precious energy. Jung asserted that individuation, the intricate process of becoming your authentic self, necessitates this distancing, because only in silence can you truly listen to your own voice, unadulterated by the world's incessant interference. But do not be deluded. Silence comes with a price. It will alienate you from those who valued you solely for the role you played. It will render you incomprehensible to those who perceived you only through the lens of their own projections. It may cause you to appear cold, aloof, arrogant. Yet, all of this is merely a reaction from those who never wished to engage with your depth, only with your utility. And here is the harsh truth. The more you mature, the more discerning you become with your words, for you comprehend that each sentence is an energetic investment, and not everyone merits access to your truth. Sometimes silence is not retreat, it is sovereignty. It is the language of those who no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Silence is inherently uncomfortable because it compels the other to confront their own thoughts, their own internal cacophony, and this discomfort reveals more about them than any argument you could ever present. You are under no obligation to explain your absence. It explains itself. And those who feel threatened by it merely expose their dependence on your emotional imbalance to maintain their own precarious control. However, the most profound silence is not the one that unnerves others. It is the silence that meticulously reconstructs you from within, the silence that connects you to something far beyond external validation. It is within this sacred internal space, liberated from the demands of others, that you begin to reclaim your vital energy, to reconnect with your authentic essence. Have you ever felt that unsettling chill, a prickle on the back of your neck? Even when someone is smiling warmly, their words dripping with apparent kindness. It's that gut feeling, that whisper of intuition telling you that beneath the polished veneer, something just isn't right. It's a sensation many of us have experienced, a subtle dissonance between what's presented and what's truly felt, leaving you with an inexplicable sense of unease. Perhaps it was during a celebratory dinner, a seemingly joyful moment, when a close acquaintance's congratulatory remarks felt hollow, their smile not quite reaching their eyes. Or maybe it was a family gathering where an elder's advice, though framed with concern, felt oddly constricting, aimed more at diminishing your agency than genuinely guiding you. This isn't just paranoia. It's often your subconscious picking up on subtle, non-verbal signals and energetic shifts that the conscious mind might struggle to immediately process or articulate. Dr. Alara Vance, a pioneer in the study of interpersonal dynamics and the complexities of the human psyche, often spoke of the unseen echo, the unacknowledged, denied or suppressed aspects of ourselves that, when ignored, can manifest as veiled animosity or resistance towards others. She posited that these echoes are not merely personal flaws, but rather unconscious projections of our own unresolved issues. often directed at those who unwittingly reflect what we struggle with in ourselves. When individuals harbor feelings of resentment, jealousy, a deep-seated bitterness, or even fear of another's success, they rarely display it openly. Such emotions are often meticulously concealed behind a facade of cordiality, yet they invariably leave a trail of subtle, almost imperceptible clues: a shift in gaze, a strained tone, an absent-minded comment, or a recurring pattern of undermining actions. One telltale sign is what Dr. Vance termed benevolent barbs, contempt cleverly disguised as playful banter or humor. Covert animosity rarely announces itself with a fanfare or overt aggression. Instead, some individuals prefer to express their underlying negativity through seemingly innocent, yet undeniably cutting remarks, sharp-edged jokes, or a particularly biting, often cynical, sarcasm. Imagine a scenario: you, an aspiring novelist, proudly share your latest manuscript, a unique narrative you've spent months perfecting. A supposed friend, instead of offering genuine praise, might quip, "Oh, that looks ... bold. Are you sure you didn't accidentally use too many adverbs? It reads quite ... ambitious." The words themselves, taken in isolation, could be dismissed as light-hearted teasing. However, the tone, the subtle smirk, and the repeated nature of such comments often reveal a deeper, more malicious intent. They might playfully poke fun at subjects they know you're particularly sensitive about, or jokingly mock your aspirations, your appearance, or even your most cherished beliefs. But when you attempt to address their comments, expressing your discomfort or hurt, they quickly retreat behind a defensive shield, retorting with phrases like, "Oh, I was just kidding. Can't you take a joke? Don't be so sensitive." Or, "You're taking this far too seriously. It's just a bit of fun." This behavior is particularly insidious because it leaves you feeling unsettled, humiliated, and diminished, while the perpetrator skillfully maintains the illusion of being a harmless jester, an innocent fun lover who simply doesn't understand your oversensitivity. In reality, a consistent pattern of cynical or belittling humor directed at your vulnerabilities, aspirations, or even your perceived flaws is a clear indication of underlying contempt. If this video has resonated with you in some profound way, if something within your very being has been undeniably awakened, then please, I implore you, write "I choose awareness" in the comments below. Let us ignite a powerful movement of individuals who no longer wish to merely survive by pretending to be strong, but who passionately desire to live their lives with absolute truth. And now, for the final call to action, dear friend, if you've felt a genuine stirring within your soul, a recognition of deeper truths, please consider becoming a cherished member of our community. Subscribe to this channel and let's continue this incredible journey of self-discovery and transformation together. Tell me, what was the most significant insight you gained from this powerful exploration of Jung's wisdom? Share a piece of your own story in the comments. Perhaps an instance where one of these psychological insights illuminated a hidden pattern in your life. Your unique experiences and reflections add invaluable depth to our collective understanding. I am so genuinely grateful for your presence here.